Good morning. It is lovely to see you. It's great to be in here. I'm a little bit late, but that's because I was having fun. And you know, it's hard to stop having fun. So I was meant to stop at 8:30 and I stopped at about 8:37, which is when I'm supposed to be going live with you. But here I am. And I'm still inside because it's cold and grey out. And if you managed to look at the photograph that I posted on the page and my profile, good morning, Misty, you will see that there was quite a lot of rain overnight. Robin, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful beings. I think that's you, Sandy. Is that hello? So yeah, there's all this brown in the harbour because there's rivers and there's lots of rain in the hills and it all comes down. So have a look because it's a really groovy picture. So that means we're inside with rocks, and we're going to start with something pretty and pink. Here it is, sparkly, pretty pink. This is called Cobaltoan calcite from the Democratic Republic of Congo. So there it is, this very sparkly pink stuff. And it's so pretty. It is you, Sandy. Yay! It's so lovely to have you live. Good morning, beautiful beings. I do apologise if I don't know who you all are, but it is so lovely to have you with us. We always play with rocks, or I'll show you around the garden because I like to start with something beautiful. Look at how this grows on its plate. This is so pretty. So it's a kind of calcite, but it's got cobalt in it, and that's what makes it pink. So there you go. Now, next we have my little favourite Merkaba. Good morning, Mike. This is obviously quartz. Oh, it's you, Faye. That's your little picture. Yeah, it is a bit wow, isn't it? So pretty and pink, that very sparkly thing. This, I know some of you have seen before. This is the Merkaba. It's very slightly smoky quartz, and I'm very fond of it. It's one of the first crystals I ever bought. And well, you know, it's so pretty, and you know, it can be a star, can be that sort of bow shape, it can be a cube if you hold it right. Got to get this right. Hold it the right way, it turns into a square. And just right now, I can't do it. Oh, there you go. Now it's a square. Abigail, good morning. Yeah, I'm glad I was late too, because that means if we get to be together, that's awesome. Yes, I was late today, and I can be late on my Wednesday, Tuesday for lots of you. So yeah, we're doing little rocks. And last but not least, because today we are talking about lasers, kind of, I do have laser quartz, right? This is a laser quartz crystal. For obvious reasons, it's pretty straight. It's got the lines on the sides, which some people say, you know, means the crystal stores information. But hey, it stores information anyway. And the nice thing about this, I'm not sure if I can make this work. It's actually a singing crystal for something this thick. Sing, Marie! I can see you up there. Good morning, beautiful. So yeah, the star is so sweet and cute, isn't it? It's a very powerful shape. So yeah, this I really like. It's laser quartz, and I do want to talk about attention, paying attention, focusing your attention, all that stuff today. Because I was a bit out of what the hell are we going to talk about yesterday? You know, because we did this big thing about changing your state, and it was really good. I did it twice yesterday because the first time didn't work at all, and I didn't know. And then there was like this great big, now what do I talk about? And I actually had to I'd stand up from my desk and stroll around, and because I think much better on my feet. So I was thinking, what is it? And you know, I tune in, I listen, I connect to my greater self, and it was really this little note that I had in my list of possible topics about where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And the fact that, literally, let me start there. I'll have a look later, Faye. Thank you. I will. Literally, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you think about your right hand, okay? You probably weren't thinking about it right up until now. You were paying attention to me and thinking about the rocks and what I'm saying. But if you think about your right hand, then there is a neurological net on the left side of your sensory motor cortex. It's about here, on top of your head. That lights up. It gets energy. It gets blood flow. It gets energy. Now, if you shift your attention from your right hand just to your right thumb, the specific part of your brain that relates to your right thumb is what lights up. And if you now put your attention in your left big toe, again, section of the sensory motor cortex on the right side of your brain, because it's always the other side, lights up, because that's where you put your attention and that's where you put your energy. So, if you have a memory of something painful that happened to you, and you think about that, the neurological net in your brain, which can be all through all different parts of the brain, it can be all over the place. Kylie, good morning! That lights up. Where you put your attention is where you put your energy. Literally. Your brain lights up depending on what you pay attention to. And it's like, oh my God, so you mean, and this happens to me. You mean those thoughts that I've been circling through for the last 20 minutes, that's the part of my brain that's been getting the energy? Meanwhile, the other parts of my brain that might be about creating something or feeling good or whatever, they're not getting energy. Correct. Where you put your attention is literally where you put your energy. Your physical energy, your biological blood flow, hormones, chemistry, everything. And many of us have had the experience of focusing on our hands or even one hand and it starts to tingle. I mean, I'm noticing my hands are tingling right now. It's not very hard for me to do that anymore. Because we direct our attention. And the thing about that is that most of the time we don't. Do we? I mean, you're driving the car down the road. Who's paying attention? Bernadette, good morning. Who's paying attention when you're driving down the road? That's 95% of everything we do and think all the time, we do on automatic. And that's not a bad thing because you don't want to have to remember how to drive, right? Many people, not me, I never kind of zone out when I'm driving, but a lot of people, they drive for 50 miles and they don't even know that they've done it. Or you can get so engrossed in art or a craft or gardening or a walk or whatever that time just vanishes. Where were you? Your body's just doing its thing. Your mind is completely involved in what you're doing. You lose track of space and time. You're just there and your body's running a program. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But to really pay attention to what you are thinking about consciously, eventually, it's going to mean that you get to really pay attention to what you are thinking about unconsciously, because you're going to start to notice these thoughts that sort of bubble under the level of awareness that you normally pay attention to. And you don't even notice the thoughts, but you start to notice the feelings that go with them. It's like, oh, why did that suddenly feel painful to me? What? Suddenly I feel scared or upset and I don't even know what it was. What was the thought that went with that feeling? And you start to pay attention. So the thing about where you place your attention being where you place your energy is that it's beyond what happens in your brain and it's beyond what happens in your body. That awareness, we talked about this so much in the last couple of days, the clear intention of you paying attention to whatever it is you pay attention to the most creates emotion, right? It just does. You have a thought, you're going to have a feeling. Jen, good morning, sweetie. And what we routinely think and feel broadcasts a signal to the universe. And the universe has no option but to give us more of that. So now it's not just that, you light up the things in your brain and you get the chemistry of the same thought that you've thought for the last 15 years and it's not a happy thought, so what are you doing to your body? It's also that habitual thinking and feeling and whatever you've been doing for however long is now sending a signal to the universe, and the universe has to keep endorsing it for 15 years. And of course, the neural nets grow and your body gets conditioned to it and it just becomes who you think you are, and it's not. So where we place our attention really ends up creating our lives, because how you think is going to be connected to how you feel, and nobody does anything without having a thought about it first. But this is the left turn I want to take in this, because right about now A good number of us, and me included before I understood this, are thinking, I have to pay more attention, I have to think harder, I have to try harder, I have to look more. Doesn't that sound a lot like hypervigilance? Yeah. Been there, done that. Not what I'm suggesting you do at all. There is a process for developing the skill of paying attention, but it's not about focusing harder and more and more and more in on the thing that you want to create in your life. Because the more you focus in on the object, the more you focus in on the particle, the more you focus in on matter, the more you focus in on what's three-dimensional and what you can know and what you can see, the more your brain says, well, this is how long it's going to take, and this I can't see how it's going to happen at all, and that's completely impossible. And then you're just feeling so much lack and separation from the thing that you want. So that kind of focus on the thing that you want, this concentration, I must have this, I'm going to will it into being, does not work. And that was always where I was just like, well, I hate this. This is horrible. This doesn't feel good. It doesn't work for me. And never mind, I couldn't focus with any great concentration or attention on anything for a long period of time anyway. So, I didn't have the ability to focus my mind and to hold my attention, to hold something, some thought in my awareness to the exclusion of everything else. That's a skill that I've been developing now for more than 2 years. And it takes time because I had to fire and wire it, but I'm a lot better at it now. So the how of that is to do precisely the reverse of what you think you need to do when you want to keep your attention on something. You got to open your focus. That again, she says, oh, for feck's sake, really? She's talking about an open focus now? But this is the how, right? Now let me explain why. For anybody who doesn't know, or doesn't remember, or feels like being reminded, or is just going to put up with it until I'm done. When we are very object focused, I have to have this thing, I must have this thing, it's got to happen this way, it's got to happen in this time, it's got to happen like this, because this is the only way I can see it's going to happen. The brain is really in a very similar state to if you're running away from a lion. I've got this much time. There's only these kind of resources. It's got to happen this way. And if I don't, I'm going to die. That's what a very matter-focused, object-focused, target-focused, goal-focused, must make it happen now awareness does. It puts you in survival. And when you are in that space, you can't see other possibilities. You can't see other ways that things can come to you. You just get absolutely locked in, I've got to have this thing. But because your brain is going, well, I've got to have this thing, but I've got to make that thing happen, and that's not happening, and I'm worried about that, and oh, no, that didn't work out, and oh, but what about this? It's going from this thing to this person to this situation to that, whatever it is, and it's going from and as Dr. Joe says, it's like a lightning storm inside your head, and it feels really awful. Actually, it's really uncomfortable, and your brain just won't shut up, it won't slow down. It's like, it starts to feel sparky in there. It's horrible. And that, anxiety, depression, actually the same. It's just that depression is getting locked in the past and anxiety is worrying about the future, but it's the same thing that goes on in the brain. It becomes very incoherent. So to shut that off, you got to stop that lightning storm. And to stop the lightning storm, you got to stop having your attention go from this thing to that person to that situation to that problem to that solution to that whatever it is. You got to stop that. Those circling thoughts and just go from that is how it feels when your brain is incoherent. It's not functioning together. It's not whole. It's not holistic. It's not working together. It's all out of sync. Feels bad, and the signal you're sending to the universe therefore is just this higgledy-piggledy thing, and the universe is going, well, I don't really know what you want. But I get this vibration and it's kind of upset, so I guess, that's what you got to get. So, when you start to open your focus and you start to sense the space around you, as soon as you start to sense the space around you, if you keep doing it, you're not thinking. You can't sense and think at the same time. You can't have a thought about that thing that you got to do tomorrow if you are just putting your attention in the space around you. So let's play with this, eyes open. And we're going to start with the convergent focus, because I learned this from Dr. Joe. So where do I want to start? We're going to do it differently today. Can you imagine the space in the centre of your head, right in the middle of your head? Just put your awareness there. Okay? This is an object focus. We're putting attention on the particle, but you're putting energy in the centre of your head. That's not going to hurt. Putting energy in your brain. But now, some of you already, your brain is wandering off. And I know what this is like. I'm not criticising you. I'm just saying I can feel it. You put it in. It's like, just keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. It's like you're training the animal. Sit. Now stay. Yeah. Sit. Now stay. And we need to do this for maybe a minute. So just keep bringing your awareness. And it wobbles and it wanders, and mine does too. Bring your awareness into the centre of your head. And just pay attention to it. Just keep bringing your awareness back to the centre of your head. Physically feel it. You're putting your spatial awareness into the centre of your head, putting your awareness there. And it wanders and you have thoughts, and you just bring it back to the centre of your head. And I can feel it. I can feel this energy. It kind of skitters, but let's just stay there. A few more, a little longer. Just stay there. Breathe there if you like. Breathing in and out of there is really helpful. We normally do this in the heart. Today we're doing it in the centre of your head. Okay. Yeah, and so the busy mind is an incoherent mind. I know, and there's not a criticism, Abigail. It's just a statement of fact, and I know what it's like because my brain gets that way too. So put your awareness in the centre of your head. No typing, no nothing, no anything. No, just in here. Busy mind, be here. Maddie, busy mind, in here. Whew. And it's constantly roping this thing in. Okay, now it's like letting out the horses. Okay, so if you imagine that this convergent focus that you've been doing in the centre of your head, and like you have, like how the sun comes up over the horizon when they take a picture of space, and it's this little point, and then it comes up and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it grows and it grows, and it's more and more radiant. It just, doesn't stop. So like that, imagine that this awareness that you have in the centre of your head is like that. It's just like a light, and you're turning it up. It's not light, but it's really space. You're just opening your awareness out into the space around you, even if it's just like around your head, like the sort of donut shape around your head. But please don't think of a donut. She says too late. But the space around your head, either side of your ears, if that will help you. Put your attention in the space either side of your ears. Either side of your ears. Just put it there. Just put it there. And keep it there in the space on either side of your ears. Outside your ears. Not inside, outside. Now, can you, it's a bit like earmuffs, but in the space around you. And can you kind of wrap that around so that it's the space in front of your head as well? So it's like here. Can you wrap it all the way around? Just put your awareness in the space. Put your awareness in the space. Nothing else. Nothing else but the space. No thoughts, nothing to do except put your awareness in the space. And can you wrap the awareness of the space around the back of your head as well now? It's easier if you close your eyes. Really is. Can you just put your attention in the space outside your head? And if you like, once you can really feel that, see if you can, make it somehow the sense of the space around your head much more there. Be really present in that space around your head. Just lock into it. Get really present there. Pay attention to the space around your head, to the exclusion of everything else. Put your awareness in that space. I know I'm repeating myself. It's on purpose. Put your awareness in the space. Nothing else. Now, let your awareness drift down to settle into the space in the center of your chest. You're coming in to your body again, in your heart. Put your attention there. Just sense, feel, present, paying attention to your heart, to its energy, to the sense of it. Let your attention rest there. Just keep paying attention. This is how I speak to myself, except the words get slower. Attention. Focus. Presence. Heart. Just get really there. And now open your awareness into the space around your chest and behind your shoulders and either side of your shoulders. You can choose which bit you do first, but put your awareness in the space around. Open your focus. Sense. Feel. Attention. Presence. And as you do this more, and I can start to feel the shift, your brain begins to quiet down. And we would do it for longer, but I'm out of time. So I invite you to stay there. And I'll sign off with lots of love. Until tomorrow.